gorgeous souls, Lais here with my mini voice notes. This time I wanted to share a case study, and it's about the karma we bring forward from past lives and how that can affect our business or our inability to progress or to manifest more success, more impact, more profit with our business. So this healer came to work with me, and she had been in business for over 5 years. And she had tried everything from energy healing, being a healer, of course, EFT tapping, mindset work, all the things. And yet she didn't feel she could get through that glass ceiling. There would always be a stop at a certain level where she just wouldn't be able to progress. And she was quite humbled by the experience, because after 5 years she felt she should be much further along. Yet there was this intuition or a gut feeling that kept telling her to explore some of her past lives and to see if there was any karma or any karmic debt that she had brought forward that was interfering with her moving forward in her business. And so she booked herself into my Heal Your Past program, where past lives is one of the many things we look into. But it was the most revealing one indeed. And so I'm just going to share what she saw once I regressed her back into a past life. She saw herself as a male, a man, and it felt like it was 1753, she told me. It was quite specific. And so when we do past life regressions, there is an element of seeing things and of just knowing things, downloading things, and she was working with all these elements. She saw herself as a male diver in the ocean, and she saw herself in the Philippines. She knew it was somewhere around an island of the Philippines, and she was there with a group of other divers. In the middle of the night, they had come with a little boat, and they were diving to go and steal pearls. So this was quite an operation. It was, as I said, in the middle of the night, they would go and steal all these precious pearls from somebody who owned them, or the rights to sell them. And this went on for a long time. So that was one of the karmic debts she had brought forward into this life, this element of stealing somebody else's possessions, right? But that didn't stop there. On top of herself seeing this the stealing element, she also saw how this man, who she was in that past life, was involved in human trafficking. And so he was bringing people from the Philippines, mostly women and children, to operate as maids or even prostitutes in the United Kingdom. So he had lots of connections there. And as a result, a lot of people died in the boats by sinking or, in any other methods. So there were hundreds of people who died because of this human trafficking aspect that he was involved with. And while he was not the only person involved, he was one of many people, of course, but everybody would have brought forward their own karmic debt. And so suddenly he was not just a thief for stealing things, precious things from other people, but also involved in people's actual death. And there had been a number of past lives after this one where this soul was repaying the debt, meaning that in this lifetime there was just a remaining debt to be repaid. All the rest already had been repaid. And in this life she found out she had become a healer. She was quite evolved already by that time, of course, in this lifetime, having repaid so much of karmic debts. But in this lifetime, she was here to offer a lot of free healing sessions to people who needed it, free advice, free guidance. And she confirmed that already. She had this feeling, this intuition telling her, on top of my paid sessions, I have to give a lot away for free. She never understood where that came from. And now she had a confirmation that she was on the right track, because it was literally her karmic debt to be providing lots of free sessions to people and to be done with it. And as she stepped out of that past life, she connected to her higher self. And the message was that there was just 2 souls left in this lifetime to provide a free session or free guidance to. So it was all repaid then. And so when she came out of that session, she felt so peaceful, so humbled by the whole experience. She felt it deeply resonated with her, everything that had been uncovered, and she was looking forward to putting an end to this karmic debt, and she was just happy to hear that it soon would be all repaid and she could progress in her business. And so I reconnected with her a few months later on. She had already provided those 2 sessions to people who were in need. And as soon as it ended, she said it was so crazy. There was an absolute energy shift that she could feel in her own body. And suddenly she, without doing anything, she just became more visible. People started reaching out and inviting her to collaborations, or I think she was invited to somebody's Facebook group and show up there as an expert speaker. And suddenly there were more clients coming her way, and she was just making more money suddenly. And she said that was absolutely the last missing piece, looking into her past lives, understanding what was going on. And her business is like really on track to progress. She already climbed over that high ceiling that she never was able to before. And so my message here really is that, of course, there's many different pieces to why we are blocked in our businesses, past lives being one of them. And that's just to raise awareness that sometimes your missing link might just be that as well, to dive into your past lives and go further than the trendy witch wound, right? All of spiritual communities, lots of women, they know they have the witch wound, they have been a good witch and were murdered, killed. But there's so much more to explore, and lots of healers I have been working with, when they dare to go deeper, and by deeper I mean not just believing they were good people who were killed or betrayed or whatnot, but really to see what else have you been up to that wasn't just good in nature, right? Because we are such old souls there, it's impossible to have had just good past lives where we were exemplary human citizens. It's not the case. And most of the people I work with, there happen things that are not just so good. And lots of the healers currently operating here are still repaying some debts. That's the truth. And yes, so that's me sharing some little nuggets here in case you have been feeling blocked in your business and you tried so many different things, to look into past lives and the karmic debts you brought forward, and to get that awareness of how to heal it and how to move forward. What are the actual steps you have to take? Have a beautiful day.